There's somebody on your mind, but are you on their mind? Let's see what's really going inside their head right now about you and this whole thing. Nine of Swords, overall energy is Tower. Um, See, this is somebody who is constantly, mind looks really busy here. There's this dark cloud on top of their head, and they're constantly looking at that dark cloud here. See, this is not something somebody's thinking casually about, and you're just moving about, you're going about. That's not the thought here. Nine of Swords feels like someone who keeps replaying something, a conversation, a moment, a decision, a mistake, missed opportunity, something. Their mind keeps circling back to the same place, trying to understand um, the whole situation differently each time. See, I don't think they're trying to find answers. I think they're trying to find more questions here, and that is confusing and creating more anxiety here. There's worry, there's overthinking here. We know Nine of Swords is like a worrisome card here. There may even be a little regret attached to whatever they're processing. And now, Tower is where something has shifted in this person, perspective, or in general, something has shifted. Something has forced them to look at this connection differently. Like they were pushed down this tower. They did not have a choice. They had to kind of feel how. Go through the feeling of that fall, that collapse here. See, maybe distance has created a realization here. They weren't expecting it, but whatever has happened, I don't think they're looking at you in the same way, the way they did once. So um, see, I see this person where their thoughts about you are not calm or settled or resolved. Their mind keeps returning to the connection because something about this has challenged their sense of uh, understanding. It feels like they're trying to process a realization that they're still in the middle of it. And right now, I wouldn't describe their headspace as peaceful. Let's see. Um, what is this person so worried about when it comes to you and this connection? What is this person so worried about? Tower again. Now, this is not a coincidence. And overall energy is 10 of Pentacles. They're worried about the collapse. They're worried that this is gone this time. This is where, um, you know, um, they're worried about the change that they can't control anymore. Uh, it seems like this person has been very controlling throughout, where they decided how this relationship will work. They decide when the communication will happen, it will not happen. They will go quiet, they'll give you silent treatment, pull away, push you through, put you through a lot of stress and everything, and just run away from any kind of responsibility when the time comes. But that has changed because Tower doesn't feel comfortable. It's not predictable at all. It feels like somebody realizing that things are no longer the way they used to be. Maybe the way they felt they could access you, they don't have that access left with them anymore. What I'm getting is that this person may be worried that something important has changed between the two of you. I don't know if your feelings have changed, the circumstances have changed. You're focused more on yourself, your stability, things like those. And Ten of Pentacles, of course, this is like, um, it's not something random, not a random argument. This feels bigger. Um, this is somebody asking themselves, have I really damaged something here? Can this be fixed? Um, and because, Tower showed up in their thoughts as well. And now in worries, I don't think the realization is leaving them alone. And that's why the Nine of Swords. This person is not getting, they're not sleeping well, for sure. See, if this person was truly indifferent, I wouldn't expect to see Ten of Pentacles here. Ten of Pentacles is a long-term energy. It's investment, permanence, building something that lasts. So this almost feels like this person is realizing the weight of this connection. what it meant, what it brought. Um, and it's much heavier than they expected. So, see, what I see here is somebody who's worried about a major shift that has happened in this connection. And at the same time, they're aware that this isn't just a random connection for them, it holds value. Um, Something has changed, and that's exactly why it matters. See, the things that keep us awake at night are really the things that we don't care about. So, this is something that has really shaken them. Let's see. Um, what are they feeling about my viewers currently with all this worry? Knight of Swords, overall energy, Seven of Wands. They think you are going to be defensive, or you are defensive. You are going to stand your ground. They could have put certain, it's like conflicting energies here in some way. See, they don't look calm. They don't even look settled. Knight of Swords is again somebody whose emotions are trying to catch up with them. They are running. The mind is again racing. Um, there's a sense of urgency, not necessarily action, but there is urgency here. There's a difference. See, this person feels like they want answers, they want clarity, they want to understand where they stand. And now the Nine of Swords and Tower make perfect sense. That's why, because they don't have any clarity here. Um, I also get frustration, not anger, but frustration towards the situation, towards how complicated things have become. See, part of them does want movement, but at the same time, they're not willing to, put their guard down. Also, they feel that um, you are somebody who has decided, I'm not going to do it this way. So you have taken a stand now. Maybe you were putting up with all the nonsense this person was, making you go through, their behavior, their abuse, your tolerance level was too high, and it has suddenly dropped here. See, this is somebody standing at the door with their hand in the handle, but still checking through the peephole to, see, are you going to let me in kind of energy. So they're not emotionally relaxed. They are cautious. They are guarded here. They're trying not to make a mistake is also I'm getting here. So, see, this is somebody who feels a strong need for clarity and movement, but at the same time, they're still defending themselves emotionally. Okay, um, will they stop defending themselves, justifying their actions, and take up the accountability? Three of Swords, overall energy, Devil. See, right now I don't see any accountability. This person has this pattern. They repeat the same mistake or hurt that, I don't know what to do. Um, See, there's a painful truth that needs to be faced with this Three of Swords, which they are not willing to face. They're not willing to acknowledge. Um, See, accountability isn't just saying I was wrong. Accountability is, you know, the willingness to um, sit down with the consequences, and, you know, accept what you have done. What I get from this here is that this is somebody who's becoming aware of the impact of their actions here, or certain actions or words or choices or decisions, but awareness and acceptance are not the same things. Um, they're not there yet. Sorry. Um, See, they can't keep saying it was not that bad, it was not my fault, it didn't matter that much. Um, but that is the energy they're still somewhere in. They are still trying to justify, they're still trying to say, oh, but you did that too. So unless they stop comparing and start taking accountability, nothing will happen. And that's where Devil comes in. It's a habit, it's a mindset, it's a defense mechanism. It's like, gaslighting you into, oh, I never did that, you did it, that I reacted to that. So they will not, um, They will not focus on their action, but your reaction to their action. That's what's happening here. Um, they keep telling themselves these certain narratives to keep themselves comfortable. So, and these narratives prevent growth. That's why things are not moving here. Okay, will this person eventually um, take accountability? Queen of Cups, overall energy, Two of Pentacles. Again, see, I see this as to some extent. Yes, they know the amount of emotions you have invested here. And I won't say that they don't have emotional awareness of this connection, how meaningful this is. Um, but this is where it'll take time because they are going back and forth. They're still going back and forth with this Two of Pentacles energy. One day they lean towards honesty. The second day they're like, oh, no, no, no. But I did it because of again, the justification starts. So I don't see a straight line here. This is a process and a messy one, and it may not lead to uh, complete accountability here. Let's see what is the guidance for my viewers currently in this situation. What should they do? Nine of Cups, overall energy, Wheel of Fortune. See, don't stay stuck where you are. That's what Wheel of Fortune is. Nine of Cups is saying that, um, you know, it's telling you don't need to fix anything. If the other person is not willing to take accountability of their actions, they are willing to see when somebody does something, they make a choice. Okay. They made a choice knowing well that you will be hurt. Don't focus on them now. This is saying choose clarity. And it definitely doesn't feel like that this card is asking you to carry this person's emotional homework. It's their homework, not yours. Okay, you've done your work here. Um, this is where I keep hearing come back to your own life. Focus on your goals. Focus on what you feel happy about. Focus on, uh, you know, what what will really fulfill you. Not because the connection doesn't matter, not because the feelings don't matter, but because somewhere along the way, some of you may have started measuring your peace based on what this person is doing. No, that's not what you're supposed to do. Your peace is your peace, and you have to create it for yourself, not for somebody else. See, are they realizing it yet? Are they changed? Have they changed? Will they reach out? Have they taken accountability? Um, the cards are saying, but what about you? What is happening to you? What is happening to your heart here? See, reclaim your emotional center, find joy again, find pleasure again, find things to look forward to again. Focus on moving forward in life. What happened to that person who had goals, who had um, certain ambitions, maybe, or hobbies, maybe? What happened to that person? And Wheel of Fortune is where, the situation is just stuck right now. Maybe it's not frozen forever. Things will move. Things are not going to remain exactly as they are. Things are shifting, people are changing, perspectives are changing, circumstances are changing, and um, the wheel doesn't ask you to push. It asks you to just, wheel turns by itself, and it's asking you to start moving with it. Don't stay stagnant just because you feel stuck in a certain thought or feeling about the connection or a person. See, if this person is meant to reach a realization, life has a way of bringing them there. Okay. And I think something is definitely happening with this tower showing up again and again in Nine of Swords. They will face accountability. But you don't have to become their project manager. You know, you are not meant to jot down how much awakening has happened for them. So the guidance isn't wait, it isn't give up either. It's something much healthier than either of those two extremes. Enjoy your life while the story is still being written. I hope this gave you some clarity. Thank you for watching.